I've got a controversial opinion, USA fans. You're probably not going to like it, but I don't know. Who cares? I'm just one guy on YouTube. Diego Luna doesn't want to be an alternate for Team USA. He made a decision. He let him know that he's not going to be there. And I think he can do what he wants. You have a limited amount of time to be a football player, and decisions have to be made for what's best for your career. And he made one, and I respect it. He's in the race for a supporter shield. He's got his Leagues Cup coming up, another tournament. And of course, in the fall, we have those great MLS playoffs where I think you'd have to admit Real Salt Lake should be one of the favorites, at least with their standings right now. So naturally, those former players on ESPN were extremely understanding of Diego Luna's decision. They totally respected it and didn't wink say this might be the biggest mistake of your life. You may not get on the team again, and come off like a bunch of soccer moms not getting their way.
I think it's unfortunate. I think any opportunity, no matter if you're an alternate or not, that you get to represent your country on the world's biggest stage, you take it. And I think that's now might be a little detrimental to him moving forward, no matter how well you're playing or not.
So, was that a threat, Ms. Krieger, or are you just simply let him know what the reality is, the type of petty people that are behind Team USA? Makes me really want to play for them.
Even though he's got club responsibilities, like, do you see it from that angle? And maybe saying, well, hey, if they don't really need me,
no,
I can do more at the club level?
No,
I don't care. I don't care what responsibilities he might feel to his teammates or his club. He has to do this. He has to do this because I had to do this. Therefore, he has to do this. And that's why. He shouldn't have any agency. He should just do, because this is what we do. We don't think about it. We just do. I did it. Why don't you?
Oh. I can do more at the club level?
No. Yes. Would it be great that you could play, but clubs shouldn't be going on during a tournament like this to begin with. So.
Oh, that makes sense. The MLS doesn't shut down, therefore, and they shouldn't. So therefore, he should. That makes absolutely no sense. Here's the reality, Ms. Kruger. They don't shut down. So he has to make a decision based on how the leagues and how the Olympic works. Sorry, you don't respect that.
Any opportunity you have to put on the U.S. national team jersey to represent your country, and there could be an opportunity if someone gets injured or someone, something happens, you jump in and you're in the.
Oh, so he should do it for his country. He should risk his career, because every time you put on this uniform, you do risk your career, you risk your professional career. He should do it because anytime you have an opportunity, you just kind of like blindly have to do it. Listen, this is the most controversial thing that I'm going to say. This is a business. And if you think anything else, you're deluding yourself and you're potentially a grown child. This is a business. I'm not saying it's a bad business. It goes both ways. You make them money with your very, very specialized skill set. You get a piece of it, and you also get exposure to other clubs around the world, potentially making the move up. It's a real give and take situation, which is great, but it's still a business. Don't give me any of this crap that you have to put on the uniform because you have to represent your country. It's a business. And this is coming from an Iraq vet. I don't want to be lectured about my patriotism from a bunch of rich people on ESPN. I think that's utterly ridiculous. You should do it because the tournaments should be shut down, and you should do it because of a shirt. That's stupid. It's dumb. And boy, it's really easy to say when your career's over.
And the season he's having a career year with RSL. He's got 4 goals, 6 assists. He started, I believe, 17 games already this season. It's his best year as a professional. So that's not going to be in jeopardy. Your team's not going to get relegated. This is Major League Soccer. This is more of him feeling hurt.
Sometimes I really wonder if Hark listens to what he says. So I guess what he's saying, if the team is getting relegated, it's okay to stay, even though we just heard from Ms. Kruger with zero resistance whatsoever. You got to do it just because they ask every time. Relegation has nothing to do with it. He may want to make a run at the damn league and win the Supporters Shield. He may want to be in the best possible position for, a playoff spot. Relegation has nothing to do with it. It's just important. If you're winning, you can go, but if you're losing, you can't. Like, what does that mean? And I think you're assuming a lot, saying he's just doing, the only reason he's doing this is because he's hurt. Maybe, I don't know, he's making a decision for what's best for him. And the idea of leaving his team and not even dressing in certain games is not that appealing to him. So he decided to be, it doesn't mean he hates the country or he hates the team or anything like that. He decided with that all together, I'm going to stick with my team in this particular case. And I guess we all have to just disrespect him because he just didn't do what he was told.
He's being selfish. And it's not the first time that this talented, very talented player has been selfish.
Do me a favor, listen really close to this.
We've had him here when they were at the U20s in Argentina in the World Cup, and we had him via remote do an interview with us. And one of the questions I asked him was why he wasn't getting more time under Pablo Mastroeni and Raul Salt Lake. You know, it was a very uncomfortable conversation for him, and he was very respectful about, I have to keep working and whatnot. But this isn't the first time he's been doubted. This isn't the first time that he had to be checked.
Okay, I understand the part where Herc's saying he's selfish for not joining the team, but I really don't understand the part where he gives the example where he was being selfish in the past. Let me get this straight. When he's playing in another tournament for Team USA, you interviewed him. He was uncomfortable by a question you asked him about the time that he was getting at RSL, and he was extremely polite, and that's example of him being selfish. And then you go on, this isn't the first time he had to be checked. I mean, do you mean by you? You're not the coach. Checked by what? What are you talking about? Did you just leave something off? Is there something I'm not aware of where he's being selfish? And it's not a really good way to show somebody selfish by saying they were extremely polite from a tough line of questioning. How does that make him selfish? So did you have to check him? And check him for what? Sounds like he was really nice to you when he answered it.
So while it may hurt, while it may not be what he wants, if you really wanted to be there, if there was an actual ounce of you that wanted to be an Olympian, you'd be an alternate. You'd do whatever it would take, and you would be there until there was no possible chance.
So this part, I can't disagree with Herc at all. He's 100% right. If you really wanted it bad enough, you want to be an Olympian, you want to be on Team USA, you want to garner respect on Team USA, you'll go there, you'll be an alternate, you'll deal with it. You'll sacrifice your club time. You may even sacrifice your team's chances of winning a championship or a trophy or something like that. He is 100% correct. That's exactly true. I can't deny it. Hey, Herc, that's not what he wants. And why do we have to dump on him and call him selfish? Why do we have to assume that he's been hurt and he didn't make a business decision? Because this is a business. Putting this uniform is not like signing up for the Army. I'm sorry. I know you guys see it that way. It's not. It never has been. It's not that respectable because USA is a business. USA Soccer is a business. And again, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not like a commie socialist or anything like that. He made a business decision and I respect it. I don't know why you guys can't. He's looking out for himself and maybe what's best for his family and maybe he doesn't want to. We don't know. Oh, you know, he's hurt. He got his feelings hurt. That's why he stayed. It's not because, I don't know, he could potentially win the West. It's not because he could potentially win MLS Cup or something like that. Maybe he just doesn't want to sit in the bench. You know what? Come to think of it, I wish Lewis Morgan. I'm a fan of the New York team, the New York Metro Stars, and I would have liked Lewis Morgan to stay back and not sit in the bench for Scotland the whole time, even though Scotland was getting their ass kicked, and they probably could have used the guy that was pretty much neck and neck with Messi in MLS for a little bit. I would have liked that. I wish he'd have stayed home. But you know what? I respect his decision, and I don't think he's selfish. I don't think he put his country first or his national team first over MLS, and they really should, your club's the most important thing because that's what you're doing the antithesis of. You're disrespecting him. You're disrespecting his decision because you value that team more. Well, maybe he does it. And you know what? I'm fine with that. And I'm fine with the guys that value the national team more. That's fine with me too. But to sit there and talk down to him like that and give an example where he was selfish in the past and not actually give an example. I mean, who are you? It's really easy for these guys to collect big checks from ESPN and sit there and moralize and virtue signal about what you think this guy has to do. You don't give any consideration of the circumstances he's in. You don't give him any consideration on what he thinks is best for his career. And I guess that wouldn't matter because I guess he shouldn't have the agency to do it. He should just put on the uniform because he was told to put on his uniform, and you kind of wink, invoke some sort of phony patriotism bullshit when USA Soccer is a business filled with political types and wine moms and soccer moms that are completely annoying like the Reynas. Maybe he doesn't want to do it, and I don't blame him for not doing it at all. Stop acting like you just skipped out in the draft and it's 1968 for Vietnam or something. It's not that important. I respect what all these guys have to do. It's not like he came out and said, I'm not going to play for that lousy country. No, he didn't do anything like that, did he? And you know what? This is also going to be controversy. I don't like the Olympics. I never did. It's always a bunch of political horseshit. It's more about the stupid stories around the story than it is about the games themselves. Countries promoting their stupid ass propaganda through sport, through unpaid labor in a lot of cases. I mean, I don't care if he plays in it or not. I'll root for Team USA and they're in the final or something, but really, who cares? You know what? I would much rather Diego Luna do what he thinks is best than potentially get hurt for nothing over there. And it is nothing. The Olympics aren't that important. Putting on the uniform doesn't make you a military member. It's acting like he ran away from his duty or something like that. It's pro sports, you dipshits. There is one caveat to this. If he gets left off another roster, you can't cry about it too much. You do have to sacrifice something if you want to move up the international ladder. You're not entitled to be there. But here's the truth. If he finds himself on Manchester City leading Prem and goals or something like that, it ain't going to matter that he turned this down. They're going to take him anyway. You know why? Because it's a business. It is and always has been a business. But if he starts crying about something like that, like he just comes close to making a team and getting left off, yeah, this may affect him. A certain amount of that is understandable. They're going to take the guys that have been more loyal in the past. I get all that stuff. But you know what? USA soccer is not that impressive to me. It's not like it's a wing of the military or it's like all that important. In fact, it's filled with nasty soccer moms and wine moms and people. I don't know. Ask Greg Berhalter what they're all like when he had an incident with his wife 30 years earlier and they tried to use it to get him fired and humiliate him, even though he ended up marrying the girl and having a couple kids with her, and they use it. That's USA soccer to me. And you know what? It was like that in the 80s when I was a kid as well. I'm from Flemington. I played in the Flemington system in New Jersey, and what a bunch of awful people. And now that I got my chance, hey, you guys in Flemington soccer, GFA, CA, whatever, fuck you. I always wanted to say that. You actually chased me away from the game. Good job. But now you got to deal with me because I'm back. Back on Glory Hunters. So yeah, Diego Luna, I respect your decision. I respect if you prioritize Team USA. I respect if you prioritize your club. Whatever you got to do. Do what you got to do. Don't listen to these boneheads. They don't care about your career. They don't care about your situation. They care about looking good for a bunch of boneheads that watch this shit like me, who don't think they look that good. I think they're a bunch of douchebags, to be perfectly honest with you. And all the respect to you, Diego Luna. I hope we do get you on Team USA because I think you're a great player and you're fun to watch. And you also look like you robbed a liquor store. And I like that in a player. See you later. If you like this, like and share because you're not getting it anywhere else. Let's be honest. So, if you make over $200,000 a year in USA soccer or you really, really love this stuff, I got news for you too. It's a working class game everywhere else. It's just in the States, it's run by a bunch of assholes.